Electrical theft presents complex legal challenges, especially when building owners face unexpected charges. When electrical setups are discovered to be stealing electricity, determining liability and seeking legal recourse requires careful consideration. Firstly, let's address restitution from installing contractors. If contractors who installed the panels knew, or should have known, that the electrical setups they created were stealing electricity, the building owners may have a claim for restitution. Proving intent or negligence on the part of the contractors can be challenging, but possible avenues of evidence include documentation showing that the contractors modified the current transformer, or CT, cabinets without authorization from the power company. Another avenue is documentation showing that the contractors were aware of the improper connections and testimonials from power company inspectors who suspected or reported the irregularities. Secondly, consider damages from the inspecting authority. If the township or inspecting authority failed to properly inspect and identify the stolen electricity, the building owners may have a claim for damages. Elements of a negligence claim against the inspecting authority include the duty of care owed to the building owners, a breach of that duty by failing to identify the improper connections, and resulting damages, such as financial loss from the unpaid electricity charges. Building owners have potential defenses they can use, specifically, reliance on inspections. The building owners may argue that they reasonably relied on the inspections conducted by the authority having jurisdiction, or OJ, and assumed that the electrical setups were compliant. Another defense is contributory negligence. If the building owners had any reason to suspect that electricity was being stolen, they may be held partially responsible for the damages. There are several next steps building owners should consider. Firstly, thoroughly document the evidence. Gather all relevant documents, such as inspection reports, contractor invoices, and power company statements. Secondly, consult with an attorney. Seek legal advice from an attorney with experience in construction law and negligence cases. Thirdly, negotiate with the power company. Explore options for reducing the debt and negotiate a repayment plan. Fourthly, consider legal action. If negotiations with the power company and the other parties are unsuccessful, consider pursuing legal action to seek restitution or damages. Now, let's delve into some more specific aspects of electrical systems and potential issues that could arise. When dealing with a 400 amp, 120/208 volt, three-phase service, several factors must be considered to ensure safety and compliance. First, let's consider the service entrance. The service entrance is where the electrical power from the utility company enters the building. This typically includes the service drop or service lateral, the service entrance conductors, and the main disconnect. It's crucial to ensure that the service entrance conductors are properly sized for the load and protected against overcurrent. National Electrical Code, or NEC, Table 310.15b16 provides guidance on conductor ampacity based on insulation type and temperature rating. Second is the disconnect switch. The disconnect switch is the main point of disconnection for the entire electrical service. It allows for shutting off power to the building for maintenance or in case of an emergency. The disconnect switch must be properly rated for the voltage and current it is expected to handle. Also, it should be readily accessible and clearly labeled. Third is the trough or raceway. From the disconnect switch, the conductors typically enter trough or raceway, which is an enclosure used to route and protect the conductors. The trough must be sized appropriately to accommodate the number and size of conductors in accordance with NEC Chapter 9. It should also be securely mounted and properly grounded. Next are the current transformer, or CT, cabinets. The CT cabinets house the current transformers, which are used to measure the current flowing through the conductors. The CT provide a signal to the metering equipment, allowing the utility company to accurately measure the building's electricity consumption. The CT cabinets must be properly sized and installed, with adequate clearances for maintenance and inspection. Metering equipment is vital for accurately measuring the building's electricity consumption. Demand rate meters, in particular, measure the peak demand over a specific period, which is used to calculate billing charges. The metering equipment must be properly calibrated and maintained to ensure accurate readings. The NEC requires all electrical work to be performed by qualified individuals who are knowledgeable about electrical codes and safety practices. Proper permitting and inspections are essential to ensure that the electrical installation meets code requirements and is safe for occupants. The electrical contractors must obtain the necessary permits from the local AHA before commencing work. The AHA will then inspect the installation to verify compliance with the NEC and other applicable codes. Electrical installations must comply with all applicable codes and standards, including the NEC local building codes and utility company requirements. Failure to comply with these codes can result in fines, penalties, and safety hazards. Common violations include improper wiring methods, undersized conductors, inadequate grounding, and lack of overcurrent protection. Regular maintenance and testing are essential to ensure the continued safe and reliable operation of the electrical system. This includes inspecting conductors for damage, tightening connections, testing overcurrent protection devices, and verifying proper grounding. Over time, electrical systems can degrade due to factors such as corrosion, vibration, and thermal cycling. Periodic maintenance can help identify and address potential problems before they lead to failures or safety hazards. Upgrading electrical systems may be necessary to accommodate increased loads or to improve energy efficiency. This may involve replacing existing equipment with newer, more efficient models such as transformers, lighting fixtures, and motors. Upgrading electrical systems can also improve safety by incorporating features such as arc fault circuit interrupters, RFCIs, and ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs. Troubleshooting electrical problems requires a systematic approach and a thorough understanding of electrical principles. Common problems include power outages, circuit breaker trips, voltage drops, and equipment malfunctions. Troubleshooting techniques include visual inspection, voltage and current measurements, and continuity testing. Safety is paramount when working with electrical systems. Always de-energize circuits before working on them, use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, and follow lockout/tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization. The electrical hazards include electric shock, arc flash, and electrocution. Proper training and precautions are essential to minimize the risk of injury or death. Now, let's consider the specific situation described, involving the tampering with current transformer cabinets and the bypassing of metering equipment. This is a serious issue that can have significant legal and financial consequences. The act of tampering with metering equipment to avoid paying for electricity is considered theft and is subject to criminal prosecution. In addition to criminal penalties, the responsible parties may also be liable for civil damages, including the cost of the stolen electricity and any associated investigation costs. The power company has the right to disconnect service to any customer who is found to be tampering with metering equipment. Before taking such action, the power company will typically conduct an investigation to gather evidence of the tampering. Once the investigation is complete, the power company will notify the customer of its findings and provide an opportunity to respond. If the power company determines that tampering has occurred, it will disconnect service and may pursue legal action. To prevent electrical theft, building owners and managers should implement security measures to protect metering equipment from unauthorized access. This may include installing locks on CT cabinets, monitoring meter readings for discrepancies, and conducting regular inspections of the electrical system. In addition, building occupants should be educated about the dangers and consequences of electrical theft. Regarding the potential legal recourse for damages, several options may be available. As previously discussed, the building owners may have a claim against the installing contractors if they knew or should have known that the electrical setups were stealing electricity. The building owners may also have a claim against the inspecting authority if they failed to properly inspect and identify the stolen electricity. In addition, the building owners may be able to seek restitution from any tenants or other parties who benefited from the stolen electricity. When evaluating potential legal claims, it is important to consider the applicable statute of limitations. The statute of limitations is the time limit within which a lawsuit must be filed. In many jurisdictions, the statute of limitations for breach of contract and negligence claims is several years. Therefore, it is important to act promptly to investigate potential claims and file suit if necessary. To strengthen their legal position, the building owners should gather all relevant evidence such as inspection reports, contractor invoices, and power company statements. They should also consult with an attorney experienced in construction law and negligence cases. The attorney can help them evaluate their legal options and develop a strategy for pursuing restitution or damages. In conclusion, electrical theft is a serious issue that can have significant legal and financial consequences. Building owners and managers should take steps to prevent electrical theft and to protect their property from damage. If electrical theft does occur, they should act promptly to investigate the matter and pursue all available legal remedies. It is important to consult with an attorney to determine the best course of action based on the specific facts and circumstances of the case. Furthermore, documenting all findings, communications, and actions taken is crucial for building a strong case and protecting the building owner's interests. Remember that the specific legal recourse available will depend on the laws of the relevant jurisdiction and the facts of the case. It is always advisable to consult with legal counsel for guidance on the best course of action. In addition to legal considerations, building owners should also focus on correcting the electrical deficiencies that led to the theft and ensuring that the electrical system is safe and compliant with all applicable codes and standards. This may involve hiring a qualified electrical contractor to perform repairs, upgrades, and inspections. By addressing the underlying electrical issues and implementing preventive measures, building owners can reduce the risk of future electrical theft and protect their property from damage. In order to provide more specific guidance, let's delve into some additional technical details related to electrical services and metering. The size and type of electrical service required for a building depend on the building's electrical load, which is the total amount of power consumed by all of the electrical equipment in the building. The electrical load is typically calculated based on the square footage of the building, the type of occupancy, and the types of electrical equipment that will be used. The NEC provides guidelines for calculating electrical loads and determining the appropriate size of electrical service. For a 400 amp, 120/208 volt, 3-phase service, the service entrance conductors must be sized to carry at least 400 amps continuously. The conductor ampacity is determined by the insulation type, temperature rating, and installation method. The NEC provides tables that specify the allowable ampacity for different types of conductors. The overcurrent protection for the service entrance conductors must also be sized appropriately. The overcurrent protection device, such as a circuit breaker or fuse, must have an ampacity rating that is no greater than the ampacity of the service entrance conductors. The purpose of overcurrent protection is to protect the conductors from overheating and potentially causing a fire. Current transformers, or CTs, are used to measure the current flowing through the conductors without having to directly connect to the conductors. CT are typically installed in the service entrance or in distribution panels. The CT provide a signal to the metering equipment, which measures the current and calculates the building's electricity consumption. The CT must be properly sized and installed to ensure accurate metering. The ratio of the CT must be matched to the metering equipment. The metering equipment is used to measure the building's electricity consumption. There are different types of metering equipment available, including electromechanical meters and electronic meters. Electronic meters offer more advanced features such as remote reading, time of use metering, and demand metering. The metering equipment must be properly calibrated and maintained to ensure accurate readings. Utility companies typically have specific requirements for metering equipment, including accuracy standards, installation guidelines, and testing procedures. Grounding is an essential safety feature of electrical systems. The grounding system provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to protect people and equipment from electrical shock. The grounding system must be properly installed and maintained to ensure its effectiveness. The NEC provides detailed requirements for grounding electrical systems, including the size and type of grounding conductors, the location of grounding electrodes, and the bonding of metallic enclosures. Bonding is the process of connecting all metallic parts of an electrical system together to create a continuous electrical path. Bonding helps to reduce the risk of electric shock by ensuring that all metallic parts are at the same potential. The NEC requires bonding of metallic enclosures, raceways, and equipment. Surge protection is used to protect electrical equipment from voltage surges, which can be caused by lightning strikes, power grid switching, and other events. Surge protection devices, or SPDs, are installed in the electrical system to divert surge current away from sensitive equipment. SPD must be properly sized and installed to provide effective surge protection. The NEC provides guidelines for selecting and installing SPD. Electrical panels are used to distribute electrical power throughout the building. Electrical panels contain circuit breakers or fuses that protect individual circuits from overcurrent. The electrical panels must be properly sized and installed, with adequate clearances for maintenance and inspection. The NEC provides requirements for the location, spacing, and labeling of circuit breakers and fuses in electrical panels. Wiring methods refer to the types of cables and conduits used to route electrical conductors throughout the building. There are different types of wiring methods available, including non-metallic sheath cable, or Romex, metallic conduit, and cable tray. The NEC provides requirements for the installation and support of different types of wiring methods. Electrical boxes are used to enclose electrical connections and protect them from damage. There are different types of electrical boxes available, including metal boxes and non-metallic boxes. The NEC provides requirements for the size, type, and installation of electrical boxes. Lighting is an important aspect of electrical systems. There are different types of lighting available, including incandescent lighting, fluorescent lighting, and LED lighting. LED lighting is becoming increasingly popular due to its energy efficiency and long lifespan. The NEC provides requirements for the installation and control of lighting systems. Electrical safety is paramount when working with electrical systems. Always energize circuits before working on them, use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, and follow lockout/tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization. Electrical hazards include electric shock, arc flash, and electrocution. Proper training and precautions are essential to minimize the risk of injury or death. Finally, consider the importance of regular electrical inspections. Regular electrical inspections can help identify potential problems before they lead to failures or safety hazards. Electrical inspections should be performed by qualified individuals who are knowledgeable about electrical codes and safety practices. The frequency of electrical inspections depends on the type of occupancy, the age of the electrical system, and other factors.